Hey guys, welcome to Gallup Gardens, where we help you grow wholesome and amazing produce on a budget with just about as much money as you're spending at the grocery store and a whole lot of sweat. You too can have really amazing produce. Alright, guess what we're doing today? We are setting up the irrigation system so we can have kind of a no mess, no problem soaker hose system that runs through here. I like to say that we did it on a budget, but we didn't. It cost about $300 for all the hoses, but we get to use them year after year after year, and the amount of time that it's going to save us due to both of us having jobs and babies and children and all the busy things that go on with that. So the idea of coming out every morning, turning on the hoses for about 20 minutes, turning them off and doing it in the evening, and then the harvest comes and all that. So the labor with the watering and the irrigation has gone from a labor of love to something that we can no longer fit into our schedules. So anyway, we'll put in a lot of work today, so we got to put in less tomorrow. Stay tuned. Okay guys, we have 8 raised beds in total, but one of them we're not going to irrigate just because it doesn't make sense. So we're using the soaker hoses on 7 of the beds, and we're just kind of snaking them through. It's going to be pretty easy, except whenever we get in here to the ones with the thicker vegetation, or the cucumbers or the squash, which are a little bit prickly and they're going to fight back some. So we got to be very ginger when we're around those. We bought these 25-foot soaker hoses, and then we got these 15-foot little cheap hoses from Ace. And the idea is that we just run those over, and they run through the soaker hose until the end, and then runs back over another one. We're just going to secure the whole thing with zip ties, and we're going to see how well it works. Okay guys, this is where it starts, because we ran the hose down the tunnel, the green tunnel, and it comes out here right in the middle of the yard, but this is at the beginning of the tomato bed. So this, as you can tell, this is going to be the hardest part to snake it through. So kind of stay with me and have a little patience, because this is going to be a mess. What we got to do is we got to get it to start here in this corner, and then snake its way around. We got 25 feet of soaker hose, so I think it'll be okay. It's going to snake its way around and run into the other tomato bed and the brassica bed, and then jump again and again and again. I've got kind of this is an experiment, you know. I'm a little worried that we're not going to have enough pressure to push it all the way down to the watermelon patch, and then over there into the corn. You know? But we'll see. All right, guys. This is the easier part, right? We just kind of work it down here and connect to the soaker hose do is a few zip ties, and it should hold just fine. Whoops. May not even need zip ties. And that guy right there. Maybe just one for good measure. Two for better measure. There we go. Snap off of this fella. There we go. Just connect them. We're going to leave all these soaker hoses above the mulch for now because we need to, you know, turn the whole system on and see where the problems are, be able to troubleshoot when we need to, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Pretty soon we're going to have to do a video of our biggest mistakes. One was the potatoes and onions together. And two might have been these Brussels sprouts. While they're growing good and they're looking healthy, they are huge. We didn't know how big they would get, even though we'd seen some videos, but until you do it yourself, you know, it's kind of hard to know. So we should have planted them in the ground. We should have staked them. But if you zoom in here, I mean, we got lots of little sprouts coming out, so I think we're gonna be fine. But this space could have just, you know, had better uses. Let's look over here. Is it working? Mm-hmm. Not yet. It hasn't made it to the... Okay, we ran into a problem. You know, it's working just fine over there, but yeah, Newton got us again. I think we're having an issue with the pressure because it's leaking out the soaker hose and having enough pressure to go up and over. So what we're going to try to do is maybe run it down, but then, you know, we potentially have the same issue of it going down and up instead of just up and up. So we're going to put it in, see what happens, see if we can get some better results, and see what we got to do. You know, the thing is, we got to set these up to where, you know, you can move through here freely. The kids can run freely, and they're not tripping over hoses.
Coming out.
Not good. No bueno. Uh-oh, uh-oh. But it's still about the same pressure that it was going over. The idea of this watering all the beds is questionable. What do you think?
I don't know. Should we do like a splitter at the very beginning so that way it's like half is going to 3, the other half is going instead of one path?
Yeah. Yeah, we could try that. We could try hooking up 3, see what happens. And then 3 more.
Back to the drawing board.
Okay guys, I'm doing a little troubleshooting. So what we were doing, we were coiling the hoses. We were running the hoses up over and then coiling down. And what's happening is the water is dispersing through the soaker hose and it's not getting enough pressure to go over. I had this really cool little system set up, this idea in my head, you know, that we would just bam, 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 kind of bounce back and forth. You could move freely between them, but it's not going to work out that way. So instead, we're going to have to coil the hoses and then run it level to the next bed and run it level to the next bed. And we're going to split it in two, a group of 3, no, a group of 4, and a group of 3. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens. Moment of truth. Let's see what's going on in here. Okay. This one's doing like it's supposed to. What do we got going on here? Anything yet? Yep. Starting to sweat. So we know something's happening. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Ooh. We're gonna have to fix this issue here. The tomatoes are gonna be the happiest. See what we got going on here. Anything yet? Nothing. It's gonna just take it a minute. But they're sweating. They're also a little mad at me. The squash are, because I got in here and messed with them. I shouldn't have. I'll check back in with you in a minute. Okay, we're at the very end, and it's finally doing something. This is probably inefficient, if I had to bet. You know, we've got a little more coming out here, and then the tomatoes, it's like a little rainforest going on. So, we'll just wait and see. A little onion. Well, we have finished the first half, the first section over here, which is the squash, the cucumbers, the tomatoes. And now we're going to work on the second section, which is going to be the watermelon patch, the pumpkins, the cucumbers, the sweet potatoes, the melons, and the brassicas, the Brussels sprouts. And we've got two beds done, the first and the last, as far as stringing out the soaker hose and connecting. So we got 2 more beds to go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run that a 25-foot hose down here and then connect it to the main hose and do a splitter. And that way we can turn on which ones we want to water, which ones we don't, or which side specifically. Starting the soaker hose here with the watermelon patch, which is good because they need a lot of water. Also the sweet potatoes, and we've got 2 beefsteaks in here, and they'll both consume a lot of water. And then as it gets a little further down the line, they'll get a little less and less, but it'll be okay. It'll kind of help us to, set it and forget it, and then come in and hand water as needed the further down we go. So at the time of filming this, currently, we're at the middle of June, late June. Perfect time for planting watermelons. We got those in. Their true leaves are starting to show. We've direct sowed them. We could have planted them in the house under the lights and all that kind of stuff, but I got a feeling that this is the perfect time to put them directly into the ground, and we're really going to see that. They're really going to take off. There won't be any transplant shock or anything like that. These beds absorb a lot of heat throughout the day, and then they transfer that, carry that on through into the evening. And watermelon roots really, really like warm soil. So this will be perfect for that. Got more of a 15-foot hose. So we have a splitter. There it is. And it's running. One goes up and over and will hopefully be camouflaged. This one on the ground will be buried in and covered with cardboard and wood chips, and I guess I gotta patch that leak really quick. Let's see if I can. Whoops. Ah. Got that fixed. Got our watermelons coming in. Moving it right on over to the sweet potatoes and the cucumbers. Right over to the melons. The purple cabbage, the cauliflower, the beans. Alright. And then we're running that right on over here to the tomatoes. The second tomato bed. And the Brussels sprout bed, which is getting a lot of pest pressure at the moment. So, and then we've got this section over here. So, hey guys, if you've made it this far throughout all of our trials and tribulations and ins and outs, you know, give us a like and a subscribe. It really helps the channel out, really helps us out. It costs you guys nothing, and you get to see me mess up some more and hopefully succeed some more. All right, thank you. Bye.